Hello. Today's video is about how narcissists isolate their victims. Narcissists love keeping victims to themselves and go to any means necessary to accomplish it. Isolating a victim gives an abuser plenty of advantages. A victim with no support system, without caring friends and family, makes a victim easier to control. Supportive friends and family give a person strength and help to raise their self-esteem, which are two things no abuser wants in a victim. If a victim doesn't even realize the situation he or she is in is abusive, caring people in that person's life will recognize it. They will call the victim's attention to it and convince the victim that he or she deserves better. They'll also do their level best to help the victim escape. Certainly no narcissist wants this scenario. Lacking the support system also can lead to depression, and depressed people are much easier to control than happy people. They simply just don't care as much about anything, and that includes themselves. So they may go along with all kinds of things. They also won't talk back or question their abuser like a healthy person would. They don't think they deserve any better, so they're pretty easy to manipulate, which also works out very well for abusers. Also with isolation, this severely limits the information that's available to a victim. This means a victim is less likely to realize how wrong the abuse is, and more likely to tolerate the abuse without question. Isolation also means an abuser can control what information the victim is privy to, which is extremely advantageous to abusers. Now, isolation can be accomplished by many different means, and abusers will use any or all of these tactics to get their way. If a victim already has friends or relatives they're close to when the abusive relationship begins, most abusers will start to sow seeds of doubt in their victims' minds about those relationships. My ex-husband did this. We met just before I turned 17, and even then, at that young age, he was already starting to work on isolating me. It got much worse after we got married, though. He began telling me that my best friend wasn't really a good friend and I shouldn't talk to her. Little did I know at the same time, her now ex-husband was doing the same thing regarding me. As a result, our friendship ended for several years. Thankfully, after our divorces, we did get back together, and we've been inseparable since. My ex also told me that my grandparents, who I absolutely adored, hated me and didn't believe that my mother was abusive, so I shouldn't talk to them anymore. He did that often enough that I did sever ties with my grandparents for several years. If an abuser isn't successful at making a victim doubt a person, they do have other ways to destroy the relationship. If their victim is with someone, they can call constantly and interrupt that time together and basically just be highly annoying. Before getting together with someone, the abuser can create some sort of crisis too, and that'll force the victim to cancel their plans. Bonus for them is if they can make the victim not tell the person they had plans with, so they just stand them up, because certainly that person's going to be angry. Abusers also keep victims so busy that they have no time to spend with anyone but their abuser. Another way to isolate victims is for an abuser to show their disgust when the victim's friends or family are around. Or constantly talking about how bad the people the victim cares about are can erode the victim's love for those people. The victim may begin to see these people as a narcissist does, and the victim could end those relationships voluntarily at that point. If the victim grows up with an abusive parent, that abuser has a big advantage that a romantic partner lacks. The abusive parent can control the child from birth and refuse to allow that child to befriend anyone of whom the parent does not approve. The parent can keep the child so close that the child has no opportunity to make friends. Some abusive parents even homeschool their child or refuse to allow the child to spend time with extended family, and the child must do as they're told. And a little side note, I'm not saying all homeschooling parents are abusers. That's certainly not the case, but some are. If you're involved with anyone who undermines your relationships or tries to separate you from others, this is a huge red flag. If at all possible, don't let this person isolate you. Maintain your good, healthy relationships. They are absolutely invaluable. Thank you for watching my video.